Tātou, welcome. Ko Max Baxter Tomiwa, ko Matua Ōtorohanga District Aho. I'm just chairing this meeting temporarily until we have a new chairperson in position. So I'd like to declare this meeting open, and Cassidy, could we please have an opening karakia? Kia ora, thank you. Just for those of you in the audience, the proceedings at this stage, I'll now head up to the lectern and I'll call the community board members up so they can be signed in, declared as community board members. Then we'll all come back and sit down here. Then I'll ask for nominations for the chairperson, and then we'll go from nominations for the deputy chair after that. And at that point, I've vacated the meeting, so I'll do a runner. And then the chairperson will then go through to the next stage of proceedings, which is talking about, bear with me, the general explanation of laws affecting elected members, which would probably be taken as read, one would imagine, but it's pretty much asking everybody to behave. So, excuse me. So what I've got up here is the declaration by members. So I'll call them up in the order that they're presented to me. So can Kat Brown Merrin please come? Your choice. Reading in English.
And I go from here. I, Kat Brown Merrin, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of the Ōtorohanga District the powers, authorities, and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Ōtorohanga Community Board by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe Butcher, please come with me. Just reading that from there.
Kia ora, Ōtorohanga whānau. I, Joe Butcher, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of the Ōtorohanga District the powers, authorities, and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Ōtorohanga Community Board by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
Yeah.
There's a lot of commas in there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Peter Coventry.
I, Peter Coventry, declare that I will faithfully and impartially, and according to the best of my skill and judgment, execute and perform in the best interests of the Ōtorohanga district the powers, authorities, and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Ōtorohanga Community Board by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act of 1987, and any other act. Yeah. Tori.
I, Tori Muller, declare that I will faithfully and impartially and according to the best of my skill and judgment execute and perform in the best interests of the Ōtorohanga district the powers, authorities, and duties vested in or imposed upon me as a member of the Ōtorohanga Community Board by virtue of the Local Government Act 2002, the Local Government Official Information and Meetings Act 1987, and any other act.
There's no turning back now. Right, the process of electing a chairperson. I'll read through it for everybody's sake. The Local Government Act 2002, Schedule 7, Clause 37(1) states that a community board must have a chairperson. The process of electing of a chairperson is undertaken in accordance with Schedule 7, Clause 25 of the Act. The community board must select System A or System B to select the chairperson. System A requires that a person is elected or appointed if he or she receives the votes of the majority of the members of the local authority or committee present and voting, and has the following characteristics. There is a first round of voting for all candidates, and if no candidate is successful in that round, there is a second round of voting. Following that, if no candidate is successful in the second round, there is a third and if necessary subsequent round of voting, from which each time the candidate with the fewest votes the previous round is excluded. It goes on and on. In any round of voting, if two or more candidates tie for the lowest number of votes, the person excluded from the next round is resolved by lot. Or System B. A requires that a person is elected or appointed if he or she receives more votes than any other candidate and has the following characteristics. There is only one round of voting, and if two or more candidates tie for the most votes, the tie is resolved by a lot. And we have a little bucket with names in it, and if it comes down to that, I'll be picking out of that bucket. Okay, so the staff recommendation is that the Ōtorohanga Community Board select System B from the Schedule 7, Clause 25 of the Local Government Act 2002 to elect as chairperson and deputy chairperson. Do I have a mover and a seconder for that? Moved Joe, seconded Peter, all in favour? Against? Carried. Okay, on that note, we're taking System B of the voting system. So election of a chairperson. I call for nominations. Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Sure. Okay, as there are no further nominations, I declare Kat as the chairperson of the Ōtorohanga Community Board. Congratulations, Kat. So I think if I'm correct, I'll leave the seat at this point and hand over to the new chairperson. Bring your name with you, Kat. So, so election chairperson down election chairperson, so the same thing, which is qualifications.
Okay. Okay, so calling for nominations for the role of deputy chairperson. Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Peter, I'm not sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And any other nominations? Right, okay, so, the Ōtorohanga Community Board appoints Peter Coventry as deputy chairperson of the Ōtorohanga Community Board. Okay. So item 1 is fixing of dates and time for the first meeting. The Local Government Act 2002, Schedule 7, Clause 21, Part 5D requires council at its first meeting of a triennial election to fix the date and time of the first meeting for local authority for the new term. The staff recommendation is that the Ōtorohanga Community Board confirm the first meeting of the board for the 2022-25 triennium to be held on Monday, 5th of December 2022, commencing at 4 p.m. Yeah. All okay? Yep. And calling for a mover and seconder. Yep. You know, so move Tori, second Katrina. I'm not going to read item.
Think about it.
And all agree?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, item 2 is general explanation of laws affecting elected members. Going to take the item as being read. And I'm handing over to Graham.
Yeah, thanks, Kat. So, Tanya Winter, our chief executive, just for the audiences in Wellington at the moment. So, I'm acting chief executive until she returns. So, one of the requirements in terms of the Local Government Act for the both the inaugural council and inaugural community boards is that we give a brief overview of the statutes and other pieces of legislation that will affect their decision making through their 3-year term. As Kat said, we'll take this report as read. It's quite general, and some of these pieces of legislation, we start getting into the Crimes Act and the Official Meetings Act are pretty big pieces of legislation, and we don't expect board members to understand those on their first day in office. So, as part of their induction, we'll go through those in some detail, and so. We'll ensure that they've got all the information they need. So the suggested recommendation is that the board receive the report entitled Thanks, Kim.
And the mover and seconder for that. Peter. Yep, and Joe. And all of the grants. Okay. Okay. And we've just got a closing prayer. That's it. Sure. Okay. And declare the meeting closed, and it's 3:05.